Good evening and welcome to What's News. Tonight we have a guest who's going to talk about a festival that's going to happen here in town. When is it? The 28th of June.
Yes.
So you want to introduce yourself and tell them what you're all about and what you're planning?
Okay. Hi, I'm Kenny Shaw. I'm the owner of Bricks Urban Winery and Market. We're working on it's called Fly with the Hive Festival. It's our version of kind of a honey festival without all the demonstrations and everything. But we're really focusing on family-oriented festivals, so we're working on having a lot of things for the kids to do, face painting, different things like that, with kitty corners from the library. We got a lot of vendors, got live music, we're going to have a lot of food vendors and stuff too.
Just before the camera came on, I asked you, you're a winery. Why are you doing bee stuff?
Well,
Because they make honey stuff.
we make mead, which is a honey wine.
Yeah.
Which is actually the oldest alcoholic beverage known to man. It's actually what the Vikings used to drink back in the day. That's what they had in the chalices.
And how is that different from wine?
Pretty much you're using, instead of sugar, you use honey for the sweetener. That's what you use to ferment.
Okay. So Fly with the Hive makes perfect sense from that point of view.
Yes, we do a lot of stuff with honey. I'd say probably 3/4 of what we make has to do with honey. So
Talk a little bit about that, about how honey is used. Most of us at some point or another, if we are from this area, we've maybe been to the Anheuser-Busch brewery and we've been out to the wineries and we have some sense of what goes on with beer and wine, but mead and using honey is an entirely different kind of thing.
yes. I mean, it's completely different than wine. Yes, it's similar, but like I said, you're starting off with your basic ingredients to make wine. Your water, and you'd use water and sugar, and then yeast. We're using water and honey and yeast. So pretty much, and then with meads, you can actually explore a lot of different flavors, where honey's basically, or wine's basically, grapes. It's your basic wine flavors. With meads, you can have fun with it. You can come up with anything you want. Like I'm working on a banana Foster one right now.
Oh, I bet that would be good.
Yeah. I'm working on that one. I got a total of 11 new things I'm trying to get done. I only got 4 done at the moment.
You're new at this in terms of bricks.
Yes, I've only been there, it's been exactly a year pretty much since I bought it. So then it was September 19th was my first opening day. So it's been a journey, but it's been fun. And we're working on a lot of new things, trying to keep up with what the previous owners, Bridget and Natalie, made.
And this is brand new.
Yes.
This is something
this
that
will
they
be the
had
very first festival we're doing called Fly with the Hive. So
get a little more specific about what it's going to be like. Let's say I arrive at 10 a.m. What am I going to see?
Well, you can see a lot of different vendors. We're going to have vendors all the way from people crocheting stuff out of, like little ornaments and stuff like that, all the way up to people selling spices and Tupperware like you would see at the Jurda Fete. We're going to have people making the lemonade shake-ups. We're going to have, I think there's a person that's going to have funnel cakes and stuff like that from what I understand. Like I said, there's a wide variety. I mean, we got people from everything you can imagine, pretty much. Goat's milk soaps and different things like that. We reached out to so many different vendors. We're trying to make it to where it's not just about these. Yes, that's the main thing. It's because that's what it's about. I mean, that's what I make, and that's what, like our T-shirts we coming up with. It actually says, "Be saving so we can enjoy it," or something like that. I can't remember the exact phrase now. I remember the other day, my mom had to come up with a T-shirt design at the last minute, so we can get a guy start working on that for us. But that's what it boils down to, is we're trying to help keep the bees around, because without bees we can't have meat, we can't have honey, we can't have a lot of things that we use every day.
And they pollinate a lot of bees too.
I think it's amazing how many different kinds of honey you can make. I found different kinds. There's a honey that's actually called meadowcomb honey. It actually tastes like marshmallow.
Oh my!
You can only get it during September.
So that suggests, I don't know anything much about bees. I have a farm up in the north end of the county, and for a while I had a friend who kept bees there, but that didn't last very long. Maybe if I'd known all the things bees can do, it could have lasted longer.
Yeah.
But what kinds of bees produce something that tastes like marshmallow? Are there different bees?
Well, it's not even the bee, it's the flower. It's different flowers. Every different flower, the pollen will actually make stuff taste different. Like there's orange with blossom honey. There's a buckwheat. There's all different kinds. There's probably 15 or 20 different flavors I can think of.
It depends.
But it just depends on what it is. Yeah, it depends on what the bee, like that meadow foam, it's only in September is the only time they can harvest it.
Sort of the ultimate version of you are what you eat. Only with bees,
Yeah,
it's a little different.
It's just the pollen from whatever plant they're getting it from. Will actually change the difference in the taste of it.
Are there going to be bees at this festival?
Well, I know Exit 157 is going to be there, and he has some kind of comb, like a honeycomb thing he's going to have. I don't know if there's actually going to be bees in it or not.
Okay.
He hasn't specified exactly what he's going to bring exactly, but I know there's some kind of honeycomb thing that he's going to bring for a demonstration that people can kind of see what it looks like. And there's one other lady I know that's supposed to be bringing something to do. I don't know. She never specified what she's bringing, but she told me she's going to bring something with her. So, like I said, it should be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of things for the kids to do and the music and everything, so.
And so they have bees in town behind the ice cream shop.
Yeah, Exit 157 has, these actually in quite a few different spots.
Yes, he's got Boomsdale honey, St. Genevieve honey, Weingarten honey.
Yeah.
And if you buy it where you live, the honey's healthier for you.
Oh, yes, it'll help with your sinuses and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Allergies.
Really? Oh, yeah. And if he gives a demonstration and he talks about it and explains it, he's very good at that.
Oh, yes.
Yes, he did it at the Woman's Club. Oh, my gosh. It was so interesting.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I know he did a couple of different things. I heard he did one not too long ago for something to do with the school, I think.
I bet.
Down at the county fairgrounds. I think
Oh,
he had to do something for the school.
Yeah.
So you can learn about bees.
Yes.
And you can learn about mead.
Yes.
And you can have your face painted. And you can do a bunch of other stuff at this festival.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be so many different things. And this will be the very first one. And I'm hoping that it just blows up. I'm hoping that eventually I can get it to where it'll be kind of like the Jordan Fete and take over downtown. It's my plan.
That would be great. Yes.
You know,
So
more and more things for kids is what I want to add too, because that's the biggest thing. Is because I remember back in the day whenever I was little for the Jordan Fete, it used to be so much fun, all the little things you used to be able to get. And it's not like that anymore. So I'm hoping to bring some of that stuff back like we used to be able to have fun back in the day at the Jordan Fete to this festival.
That's an admirable kind of thing to want to do.
Yes. Well,
So are the businesses along the street going to be open also?
Yes. Yes. Most of them are actually going to set up in front of their building.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So people don't have to actually walk in each individual building. They can just walk up to the stands.
So are you going to serve food in the back of your building too, or just inside, or tables in the front and over in the patio?
Well, I'm working on a tiki bar that I'm trying to build right now.
Oh,
so I get the tiki bar built in time, which I'm pushing for. Hopefully we'll be able to have food out of that too. So.
Oh, okay. That'll be nice.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about bricks for people who maybe haven't been to the winery, because it isn't just a winery. It seems to me that Bricks has some real distinguishing characteristics. For one thing, you have that wonderful, well, it wouldn't be a beer garden, it's a wine garden to the side that's outdoors. And what other kinds of things do you do there?
Well, we make different things, of course. We have ciders, and we make the wines, the meads. We actually have craft beer from our brother's brewery.
That's what I was going to ask.
So, we have some of that on tap, and we have some cans of beer too. Which, started serving some mixed drinks, working on having a select few that we're going to work on too. I'm no bartender, so I don't know how to make everything, but we're trying to come up with a set few that we know people like. So I got TJ Oaken, who's actually going to help me work on trying to get some drinks set up to where it's something easy that we know that people like. Of course, food. We'll have different foods. We'll start branching out to that. We carry, pulled pork nachos and stuff like that right now. And usually every other weekend, my mom tries to come up with some kind of special that we can have up there. And then not too long ago, we started having our brunches every other Sunday.
Right.
So that's been going good. So, and that's what people enjoy that, and coming and having a mimosa and have some kind of brunch. And
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you serve that inside or outside also?
well, it's all served inside, but when it's nice out, people start sitting outside. The last time we had it, so it
Did they?
finally warmed up enough.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah,
that, it was always too cold. Nobody wanted to sit outside.
Right,
So.
yeah.
It's the whole. I'm fascinated by the whole bee thing, but I'm also really interested in what made you want to own a winery.
Well, it's kind of funny because originally I always wanted a bakery growing up, because I started baking with my mom when I was very young. I was probably 6 years old when my mom would have me help her make cakes and pies.
You need to tell people who your mom is.
My mom's Pat Shelfer, Pat's Pastries. So.
Yeah. we should let people know that.
Yeah, people should know who my mom is. But yeah, I mean, growing up, I started cooking with my mom, and then from there it just grew, because I worked at Windsor Meadowview, where the Tiger Sanctuary is now. I actually started cooking there when I was 16. My older brother took a job in Cape, where he's at now. He owns a restaurant, and I took his position as a sous chef, and learned to cook a lot of stuff down there, and from there it just grew, and eventually I got to where I wanted to open some kind of restaurant or bakery. But in Saint John, it's so hard because there were so many restaurants. I'm like, okay, if I buy a restaurant, then I'm struggling because I'm having to fight with all the other restaurants we have in town. And when the winery came up for sale, I'm like, hey, that's something I could do. I think that'd be fun to do. It's something that's not baking or cooking, but at least it's along those same lines. So I talked to my older brother about it and told him what I was thinking. And he goes, yeah, I think you can do it. And he goes, I'll back you however I can. So my mom agreed, and from there it just took off.
Yeah.
You know, there is
great. Yeah.
one kind of restaurant we don't have in St. Genevieve anymore. We don't have a French restaurant here.
Oh, that's true.
And we don't have, at one point, I think it was the Inn St. Jean Beauvais, had once a month they served a dinner that was a French menu.
Yeah.
And I think there's some of us who would just love to see something like that happen in town again, because of the French connection, which is so important here.
Well, that's what I mean. There for a while, like with my mom's bakery, we were doing every other weekend for a while, where we were actually having food from a different country. So we had French food one time, then we would do German or something. We did Spanish food, and so eventually I want to get back to where we can do that kind of stuff up at the winery, because one of the problems was most people wanted to have a glass of wine, and my mom couldn't serve wine down there. So it made it a little hard, but eventually, once we had a few up there at the winery, and they've done very well. So eventually we're going to get back to doing that, I think, and the French food went over very well. The German, Italian, amazingly enough, the Cajun food went really good. I made Cajun food, so.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, we're just going to keep expanding as much as we can. I'm working on the back room, I'm trying to get a kitchen built in there so we can actually do more cooking up there instead of having to cater it in for my mom. So that'll help a lot.
Oh, well, yeah. Do you rent the upstairs as Airbnb?
Not yet. Eventually I would like to, because there's a 3-bedroom apartment on the second floor. And then the third floor actually eventually will be just my office space. So
okay.
Eventually. I don't know when that'll happen.
One of these days.
Yes.
Well, little at a time.
Hey, that's it. Kind of like there's the 2 back buildings. There's the old carriage house in the back.
I know. I have a painting of that.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
So
I have the print. I don't know where the painting went, but it's around somewhere, I think.
Well, see, my plan is eventually to make that to where I can have weddings in the backyard.
Oh,
that's fixed up to where, because it's 2 stories in that carriage house, to where I can actually have the brides and bridemaids actually get dressed up back there. So we're running electrical and air conditioning back there, and then there's a little summer kitchen back there too. Make that to where I can actually have an outdoor cooking area. So we can have a little kitchen and we can serve food right out of that. So that's down the road. So
I got
all kinds of plans. It just takes It'll take me some time and money to actually get to that point, but I'm young enough. Eventually, I'll get there.
Yeah.
That's what it takes here. You know, we think of ourselves as a tourism town, and I think we do a pretty good job in terms of having things going on that are of interest to people, and having restaurants and places to stay and places to shop. But you can always expand and always have something new and different. And I think that's good for the local economy, in addition to be something that it sounds like you're going to really enjoy.
Yeah.
It's good for the town.
Yes, it is. I mean, we have to keep the tourists coming into this town, and that's the only way you're going to do it is by keep adding new things, different ideas.
Right.
Because that's what draws them in. So that's what we're going to keep doing that and work on other things. We got other festivals even that we're going to be working on. We got another one in October we're going to try to get planned after we get this one finished. So
Yeah.
And then what's that one going to be?
it's going to be kind of like a Renaissance festival, but it's going to be Robin Hood themed.
Robin
So
Hood?
yeah, Robin Hood.
Like a Renaissance fair.
Kind of like that,
Yeah.
yes. And just so happened, the French Colonial Museum, Jeff over there talked to my mom the other day, they're actually this, I don't know if it's the same weekend or we're going to try to work it to where it'll be the same weekend. They're going to have jousting and stuff over there. So
They're
we're
gonna
going to
have
try,
what?
it's like jousting and things
Oh,
over there.
okay.
They're going to have people dressed up in the costumes and all that. So we're going to try to do a collaboration with the French Colonial people.
And that's
make
great to do that.
Yes.
To cooperate.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing is you have to be able to work with each other.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Being such a small downtown, all of us business owners, we have to try to work together and try to get this to work.
Right.
We have festivals or different functions, so the
Yeah,
more
and if
people
they-
can get together and work
The
together.
bigger you can make
Yes.
it, and the more people will
Yeah.
come because there'll be more to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the whole outcome of this is trying to bring as many people as we can into this town.
Right.
There's so many people who don't know about St. Genevieve that need to know
It
about it.
is, and it's surprising.
Oh, I know. I know, but it's
Where's St.
but it's
Genevieve? I've
interesting, all the
never heard
people-
of it.
It's so interesting. There was, I guess, about 4 or 5 months ago, I met a couple that actually stopped in the winery. They flew into Chicago from Italy, and they came down here and it hit St. John. They were heading to Florida, and my mom was in there. And my mom looked at me. She goes, "How can you understand what they're saying? Because of course they're speaking in Italian." And I was like, I can't understand every single word, but I understand enough to where I can communicate with them. But it was so interesting to talk to them. It's so fascinating because they were so, like in Bricks, we have a big map of the world, or should I say the United States, and you have pins where you can actually place where you come from. They were so excited to be the first person to put a pin up from Italy.
Oh,
And it was so funny because, we got people from Russia and different countries around there already.
isn't it amazing the people that come to
Yes,
St. John?
yes.
It is.
You would never think
I
some of
know
these
when
people
they
from
stop
this
in the Art Center up there, it's like, oh my gosh, how did you ever find this little town of St. John?
Exactly.
Yeah. And they usually hear about it in St. Louis or from a friend or
Yeah.
somebody, or find it on the map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think sometimes that's what they do. They just kind of find it on the map and they're like, "What's this place? We'll take a stop, take a stop and check it out." So
Yeah. That's true, yes.
So talk about the title, Fly with the Hive. What does that mean?
well, I really don't know because I just came up with it one day when I was
Okay.
I was trying to come up with an idea for the festival and it clicked. And as soon as I told my mom, I go, "Fly with the Hive." She goes, "That's catchy." She goes, "That's what it's going to have to be named."
Yeah.
But yeah, realistically, I couldn't think of why it came to me. But just one day, I was sitting there trying to come up with an idea of what kind of festival we can have that's going to be related, and it just came to me.
I think
Came up
it's
with the
neat.
design. Came up with the design, and
Yeah, I
went
think
from there.
it's neat, yeah.
Music. We haven't talked about the music.
We're gonna have Rocky Martin Music is one of them that we're gonna have. That's local band from St. John, and the other band I haven't decided yet. There's one from Illinois that's played for me a couple times. But then today I also heard about another local girl that sings that maybe I can see if I can get her to come in and play. So
That would be nice.
that's why we try to stay as local as we can. Now it doesn't always work that way, but
But that's a good thing.
yeah, that's what you need to do.
Well,
And
and
give everybody a chance
Yes.
to,
we're fortunate. We have a
Okay.
lot of talent here.
Oh, yes, we do. There's a lot of
A lot of
talent in this town.
Yeah, so the people that are coming with the crafts, how did you contact them? Like through Facebook, through
Yes.
social media?
Yes, through Facebook mainly. I mean, my mom actually went on and just started looking up all the different um, festivals around
Oh,
in
okay.
different towns. And a lot of them, of course, post like, their list of the
Who's going to
vendors.
be there,
So
right?
she just started going on there and looking because, of course, I work at the hospital full time. So,
Oh, do you?
yeah. So that's what, between that and the winery, I stay busy all the
I
time.
bet.
So
Oh
my
my
mom,
gosh.
thank God for her because she helps me out and she's been busting her butt trying to get all this stuff together for me. And
So
she's
what do
done a
you
good
do at the
job.
hospital?
I do maintenance.
Maintenance?
Yes. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a full-time job in
Oh, it
itself. And
is,
then
yeah.
between that, the winery, and taking care of the house, I don't get much time off, but hey, eventually it'll pay off for me.
Right, exactly, yeah. So the kids' games and stuff, do you have specific stuff planned yet, or are you kind of working on that stuff?
Well, I got a couple things I'm working on. Like I'm gonna have I did it like when I used to go to help out the Wine Garden Parish picnic. I used to come up with different games towards the end. And I
Oh,
had games where things where you threw footballs through different things and you win a prize.
right.
So I'm trying to come up with where I can get some cutout. I'm drawing some bees and stuff. I'm gonna have some cutout bees that hang up and you can throw things through that. And then I just bought this the other week. It was a big inflatable like dartboard
Oh,
and it has like a Velcro ball you can kick at it. So we're gonna have that set up for the kids so they can do that. And there was one other game I was working on. I can't remember what it was exactly. But then I also I have a website I can buy all the like carnival prizes for kids.
oh,
So it's
okay.
nothing that's gonna cost me a fortune, but the kids will like it.
Oh, yeah.
Glow in the dark
Yeah.
bracelets and
Oh,
different
yeah.
things like that the kids will love. So
Aside from the vendors who are coming, will most of what's going on be free? Like the games for the kids
yes,
and things
yes,
like that?
yes. Yeah, this is mainly just to help have the kids something for them to do.
Okay.
Like I said, working on the prizes, so it's not going to cost me a fortune, but it'll be enough to give them something without parents having to fork out a bunch of money for it. So, and I know the library, the kitty corner thing, that's all going to be free. The face paint, that's from what I understand, that's just going to be by donation or tip. So we're trying to do it to where the kids can have fun. It's not, like I said, it's not going to break the bank for the parents. So
And Sean does a wonderful job out there at the library.
yeah,
He
yes,
does.
he does.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's see. Well, the other thing is we're trying to make sure all the local restaurants are involved as much as possible. So we've been talking to Ciro's and Autobahns and everybody, trying
That's
to make sure
good.
they're all on board and they got their own specials and
Right.
mainly trying to work with them like with Danny's and Autobahns to where we have music during the day and then they can have music in the
Yeah,
evenings and stuff like
in the
that.
evening.
So
So
we
it-
don't have everything going,
Yes.
some of these festivals you got 6 bands playing all at the same
Yeah.
time at different locations. So
Right.
we're trying to keep it to where that doesn't happen, but everybody can still get their time in there with the music and
Yeah, and Common Grounds will be open too, and they have really good foods and
Oh, yes, they do,
sandwiches and
yeah.
stuff. And I guess Zelensky's will be open and a jewelry store and
Yeah.
a flower shop.
yeah,
So there's a lot of businesses on Merchants.
yeah.
Yeah.
Will the streets be closed?
Yes, we're going to be closed from Danny's there at 3rd Street, or is it? No. Yeah, 3rd
Third.
Street down to Main Street on Merchant, and then we're going to go from Merchant to Washington on Main. So we're going to have those 2 streets closed down to where we have plenty of room for everybody, and the vendors can space out a little bit, because
Right.
right now, the way it looks, we'll at least have about 30 vendors. We're pushing for 40.
That's
is
very
what we're
good.
hoping. For our first year, I think that'll be pretty good if we can
Oh,
get
yeah.
40
That
vendors.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's the goal. So my mom's working her butt off trying to get there, and we're getting closer and closer every day.
That's good. Yeah.
We've had some good sponsors too. So like Shelter Insurance, they sponsored us.
Oh,
which
good.
thank you for Steve for that. And then Sarah's Ice Cream, Mike and Becca down there, they sponsored us too.
And
so.
they'll be open too.
Yes, they'll
They're
be open. They're gonna be open down there, and they're gonna have their ice cream cart up there with us at Brooks too. So
Oh,
they're gonna be at
okay.
2 locations. So
Yeah, their ice cream is really good.
oh yes, it is.
different.
Oh, them milkshakes. I had the milkshake
I
the other
didn't have
day.
that. I just
Oh, you
had
should
the
try, if you like the mint
sherbet.
chocolate chip, you should get the mint chocolate chip milkshake. Oh my God, is it good?
Mine's strawberry. I like.
Strawberry? I'm not a strawberry fan, so I can't say nothing, but hey, you should go give it a try. 'Cause
Yeah.
that, I'm telling you, that mint chocolate
Well, I
chip is
want to
really
try
good.
one of their waffle cones because they make
Yeah, I
those
haven't tried
also.
one of those yet.
They're,
The
there was-
brownie sundae I tried multiple times. That's
Did you?
good too.
there was a little girl down there one day, and we went down there, and she was probably maybe 9, 10, she looked like.
Yeah.
And she had this humongous cone. We said, "Are you going to eat all that?" And she goes, "Yep." She did. She ate that whole thing. And it was
Oh,
a waffle cone, and it was spread out like this, and it was all full of ice cream. She ate it all.
Yeah, that's what I told Becca the other week. I went down there 3 or 4 times in 2 days. Like, I'm gonna have to get another job just so I can pay for my ice cream coming down here.
They're not very expensive.
No,
though.
no, not at all.
No, they have good prices.
Yes, very good prices. So,
Yeah, and I guess that's is it kind of like a yogurt kind of, or it's something different than ice cream.
yeah, and it's different than what Sarah's had
Right, definitely.
before. So, but yeah,
It
I mean,
comes out of Wisconsin, I think.
is that where it comes? I know it's
think
really
that's
good.
what
I
said.
like it.
I
know
do
that.
too. Yeah, it's very good.
And I know that now they got coffees and stuff in there too. I know that I've heard a lot of people talk about
Oh,
their
okay.
coffees and different drinks they got in there too. So,
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good to see. Good to see the
And they
downtown
really did a good
businesses
job.
expanding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
They
place is
did a great
beautiful.
job on remodeling.
Oh yeah, that's what I told.
And
Mike
now
when I
they're
first-
working on the other building.
Oh, I know.
What are they going to have in there? Or do you know
I
yet?
have no idea. I know that one. He told me it's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah.
That building's in rough shape. He told me so. But hey, eventually he'll get something out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's really pretty and bright and cheery in there.
Oh
now.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I told him how I like how he left a lot of that brick exposed like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I mean, it made it pop so much in there.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So-
Yeah.
And he opened that up the way he did. It before Sarah's was nice, but to me it felt kind of like claustrophobic
Well, it
when
was
you walked in. It
small.
was so small looking.
Yeah. But
But they
now
opened
it's
up so
wide
much of
open.
it, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. So I'm happy that you're doing this. That's going to be really great for the city.
Yeah, thank you. I mean,
Yes.
I'm happy to be putting it on because, like I said, we need stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, and like
Yes.
Marianne used to say, Marianne Otto, when she was here, she always said, if you can't find something to do in St. John, you're not looking.
there you go. Yeah. I mean, there's always something to do here.
Yes, there
You
is.
just, like you said, you do just have to look.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so much history in this town.
that's exactly right. Yeah.
And this is good timing because there hasn't been anything right at the end of June
No.
in years and years and years. So it's good to.
Now, are they going to still have the Honey Festival?
No, that was, Amanda had to cancel that because of issues that she has with family or something going on. So she had to cancel, and I think she might eventually bring it back. I don't know for sure. She hasn't really said.
So is she still open or is she
No,
more
she's still,
online?
well, her store, I think, is only open on the weekends, I think.
Okay, and then
But I know
she's
she's
more
online,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I don't know, she might set up at our festival, but I'm not sure yet.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to her about it the other week, so I don't know if she'll be there or not.
Right.
But she said depends.
That
if
was
she's busy.
interesting. When they had the bee guy over in the funeral parking lot.
Yeah.
When he had the bee beard.
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
I
it
never
was
seen
that
that.
long. Yeah, it was that long. Bees all over, right
Oh.
down his face.
I couldn't handle that.
You'd get stung and
Oh,
you'd be in trouble.
Yes, I
Yeah,
would
if
be.
you're allergic to
Yes,
them.
I'm allergic to bees. That's one reason I would love to be able to have beehives, but I don't want to take a chance.
So you're going to stay away from any bees that might find their way into this.
Yeah, I'll be inside with the winery. I'll be behind the bar. That or running around doing other stuff, so.
Yeah. Well, I
It's a lot
think
of work to put one on, so.
I bet it is,
I know I'll be
yeah.
busy running around.
making sure everybody's organized and where they're supposed to be and all that. How are you going to mark the streets? Sort of like the Jura de Fête does? for the vendors,
Yeah, something
they'll
like that.
know
Yeah, where they know where they're set up.
where they're
So
set up and that.
yeah,
And you said you have about 30 vendors?
that's what. Well, that's my mom said. I think we're roughly about 30 vendors as of right now, and there's still more people said they're interested. Every day we have more people saying, "Hey, I want the application and send it
That's
to me."
great. That's
So-
so good, yeah.
So it's just keeps growing. So I'm hoping, like I said, if I can hit 40 my first year, I'll be happy as can be.
Mm-hmm.
And then next year I'll just try to push it a little bit bigger, and we'll just keep going from there.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually add more stuff for the kids every year too.
Right,
And, you
and
know,
that's important.
yeah, and then, like I said, when we have some of the things with the ice, with the vendors with ice, we got the local group. It's kind of like the Boy Scouts. It's called Trail Life. That's up with Hope Church.
Oh,
I
okay.
think they're going to be coming over, and as long as we have enough vendors that need ice, we're talking to them about maybe doing kind of like the Boy Scouts do during Jurda Fett, come and deliver ice.
Oh, okay,
That's very good.
So
Yeah.
kind of help them out a little bit.
yeah.
So
Now, do they make the ice, or does Shelter Workshop?
yeah, they
sell
get it. They get it from Shelter
Shelter
Workshop.
That's great for those.
Oh yeah,
That's a great program for them.
So we're looking at maybe another signature event for St. Genevieve.
yes.
Yeah.
That's the plan. And then, like I said, my one in October, I want to get that one blown up the same way. And you never know what I might decide to do again.
That's
We
right.
might make another one come springtime instead of fall and summer. So
Yeah.
see what my mom wants to help me do, because I need her to help me with all this. Without her, none of this would be possible. So,
Well, and she's a busy lady herself.
oh yes, so I don't know how she does it sometimes, but hey, she always finds time to help me at the winery or with different festivals I do or whatever. And I'm the same way. I go down there. We all, my whole family, we're kind of tight like that. We all help each other out. My
That's
sister
great.
helps. My little brothers help my mom.
That's
They all
great.
help me. So,
How many are in your family?
well, I have 5 siblings.
5.
So, yes. And I'm kind of the middle one in a sense, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
So it's June 28th
Yes.
from 10 until 6, and there's going to be lots going on.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I extended a little bit longer than the old honey festival, just because I felt like there were still plenty of people wanting to come in when everybody was starting to pack up. So I figured, hey, it's summertime. People like to stay out later anyway, so why
Right.
not
It's not
extend it?
going to be dark. It'll
No.
still be light.
Yeah. So try to extend it out a little bit longer, get people to stay in town a little bit longer and spend more money. And
Yeah, I think it's just 7 days, but past the longest day of the year.
is it?
21st, yeah, the
Is that what it
longest
is?
day of the year, yeah. Longest daylight,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And this is a Saturday.
Yes.
It looks like it might be the Saturday after Fourth Friday Art Walk. That would be the fourth Friday maybe in June. Maybe
Probably,
the
yeah.
27th. Yeah.
Yeah, I think somebody told me that my mom said something about there's also something to do with the 4th of July stuff going on, I think, that evening.
Oh, they're going to do it that day too, the
That's what
28th?
I think that's what my mom said. That's when they're doing the fireworks, I think is the 28th.
Up at the park?
Yeah. So my mom said that they were telling us that we can promote that too.
Well, that'd
Help
be
get people
really
to go
nice though, because they can go from the festival up
Straight
to
up
the
there,
park
yeah,
and
watch the
watch
fireworks.
the fireworks go off. Have dinner and then go up there.
Yeah, then after fireworks, come back down to Autobahns and Danny's and come listen to some music and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So-
it'll be a great festival.
It looks like it's going to be fun. And this is maybe a good time to mention too that when someone is planning something like this, we'd love to know about it.
Right.
And they can email us, they can call us,
Right.
they can leave messages various places.
And the 14th, there's going to be is it, what do they call that, the Heritage Festival?
yeah, something like that.
Okay, and that, we were supposed to have a guest to talk about that this evening, so I really don't know what's going on there, but they usually go Main Street
Yeah,
when they have it. So if anybody's been to the festival before, it's happening again this year on the 14th, which is the weekend before this No, 2 weeks.
2 weekends.
2 weekends
That's
before
down there by
the.
the Sassafras, right? Isn't that where they usually
I
have-
think they kind of moved up further, closer to town.
Did they? Okay.
I think, I'm not sure.
Closer to where most of the historic properties are, is
Gotcha.
my understanding.
I think they did that last year.
Okay. That'd
But
probably be a little
Sassaf-
bit better, just because
Yeah.
it's so far out, kind
Right,
of off the
but
beaten path.
Sassafras is still down there, and she's amazing, the things that she has.
Yeah,
She makes a lot of her own games, and
that's good.
they're all really, really antique games that people used to really use.
Yeah.
I mean, and she reproduces them, a lot of them herself.
Oh, that's cool. I've never been in there. I have to go
Oh,
check it out one day.
that is the neatest store. I don't go up the
It's hard to
steps
believe when you
anymore.
live in St. John. It's hard to think, hey, have I actually been in some of these stores? Like even my building, till the day I went to go look at it the first time.
You weren't
'Cause
ever.
I'd never been in the place. Didn't know what I was getting into. Didn't know what it looked like on the inside.
Yeah, that building has an interesting history, doesn't it, Iris, which you would know more about than I.
I really don't know much about it. I don't.
It was,
What was the first original
hospital.
hospital? Yeah, back in 1923, I believe, is whenever it became
Yeah.
the first.
You probably know
Hospital.
more about it than
I've learned a lot of stuff about it.
That's, I mean,
Yeah, I've learned a lot of stuff over the past year, a little bit over a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the first original hospital.
Yes.
That's when they did tonsils and stuff like that in there. And it was till 1929, I believe, is when the doctor left and moved to Farmington. Then Donzie Communication was in there at one point upstairs. The Donzie family lived there
Yes.
for plenty of years. I mean, I've had a lot of the Dunzie family coming in there, telling me I remember that's where my grandma's room was. This is where we used to play. Telling me all kinds of stories and stuff about the building.
and that,
so-
isn't that neat?
Oh yeah,
That
I
is
mean it's
so
amazing to hear all these different things because I would have never thought. I mean, all the different things that used to be.
Right.
You know, I would have never imagined it was a hospital and then a radio station and then became a winery and
Everything progresses.
yeah, yes it does.
the winery was, the first winery in this county was the winery that was
Hoffmeisters,
created
yeah.
there. Yeah, by the Hoffmeister family.
Yeah, the St. Jen
So-
Winery. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was there for a very long time. That's
It
what
was.
people ask me. I was like, I can't remember. I go, I know it was there whenever I was born. That's all I can tell you. When I was a little kid, I remember it being there.
Yeah.
So I know from sometime in the 80s at least, I would say.
Yes. In fact, I think it may have been the late 80s, because I was at the newspaper at that point, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's interesting. Like I said, I knew it's been there a long time. That's what people ask me all the time when they come in. This used to be St. Jen Winery. Yes, I guess it was. I was like, I can't guarantee
Yeah.
what year it started, but
Now, I don't think St. Jim Winery didn't make mead, did they?
no,
They just
no,
did
they
the
just made the
winery.
wine.
Wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually had a vineyard, from what I understand, over off of B Road.
Right.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, see, I don't have a vineyard or anything. We actually use 100% juice concentrates to make all of our stuff. So,
Oh, do you?
yes. Yeah, I got a company out of Michigan and then one out of Chicago I buy my stuff from. So,
Oh, okay.
but,
None of those local wineries, like the ones out on whatever road it is out there past, not quite to Farmington, back.
You mean Chalmette and
No, these are,
Charleville?
you go up further than the Weingarten Winery. You go up further, and then you turn on a road,
is
go
there
back
like
in
something
there.
creek?
There's two of them back
I
there.
know there's some kind of something creek wine.
Yeah, they're kind of young guys that have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they don't have stuff that you could use for.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes
well,
to, of course, making the meads, I don't use really any grapes. I use so many different fruits. So,
oh, okay.
so I use peaches and strawberries and blackberries,
okay, I
blueberries,
wasn't aware of
raspberries, all
that.
kinds of different.
Yeah.
Pretty
Do
much
you
anything.
have to boil that or
No,
squeeze the juice out?
nope. No, I get it in the 5-gallon buckets. They actually boil all the water out. It looks like molasses. It's so thick.
Oh my goodness,
So
that'd be interesting.
yeah, it's fun and
See how you make
It can
it.
be messy. I can tell you that. if you don't pay attention, your hands could be dyed red, or your clothes be dyed red or a different color. So you really got to watch what you're doing. But it's
Any
fun.
chance
okay.
you'll do a demonstration during the festival?
Maybe I have to get my basement picked up a little bit. Right now it's been a mess because I've been working on all my new stuff and bottling stuff. And,
Oh, you do that all in the basement?
yeah, all in the
then?
basement is where we actually make everything. So.
And that'd be kind of dangerous for people
So,
to go down there.
Yeah, we try not to bring, because the staircase is kind of old, so we try to keep too many people from coming down there, but every once in a while I'll take some few people down there here and there to let them look around and show them how we do stuff, so it makes it fun.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe one of these days we'll make a trip over there.
I couldn't go down the steps.
No? Oh. Well, I haven't seen the steps,
I don't
so
do
I don't
steps very well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, these are old steps, so you gotta really watch when you step in one spot, it kind of sinks down a little bit. So, it's an old building, so.
They're probably these kind of steps too, not these.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, well, I hate that Kathy didn't show up to talk about the Heritage Festival, but that's always a nice event, and it's been going on for several years now, so
Yes.
hopefully they have a big crowd.
Yeah, I always like going down there for that. Very, what's the word? Educational. Very
It is,
educational, because you get to see how they make the ropes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how they did stuff back in the day.
And the blacksmith.
Yeah.
And they have the ice cream guy too, don't they? That's at the Jerdafet.
The guy has the hit and miss little
Yeah, that.
thing. Yeah.
Whatever.
See
The
that?
hit and miss tractor.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's one of those hit and miss little tractor ice cream
Yeah.
maker, whatever you want to call it exactly.
That's neat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like those old things like that.
Yeah, and that homemade ice cream is always good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can never go wrong with homemade ice cream.
Heavens, no. No.
Well, and the wonderful actual heritage stuff that goes on at that festival. I think the you can get a feel for what life must have been like here back in the late 17 and early 1800s.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very exciting thing about our town. Lots of towns have festivals that feature food and feature art and feature activities for kids and all kinds of stuff. But we have something that nobody else has, and that has to do with our history. And so that festival, I think, is always an excellent one.
Yes, it is. I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
Plus all of our houses that are really historic.
Oh yeah. It's amazing how many houses we have here that are still standing
It
from back
is,
then.
yeah. And they keep finding more that are covered up with siding that are actually old houses.
I'm just glad that we keep them here and don't tear them down like other places.
Right. Well, they used to. There's several of them were tore down before the Donzies. I think they were the ones that had Jack Dunzie's mom and dad.
Okay.
She was the one that fought for it and
Okay, that's cool.
made it stop.
Oh, that's good.
They formed yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, because imagine if they didn't stop it.
Right.
We might not have any historic homes sitting
Exactly. And they probably would have torn them down.
here. Yeah.
Just about new. Yeah. So, I guess if you got more to say, or you want to kind of reiterate all the information and then.
I mean, like I said, it's going to be the first festival. It's called Fly with the Hive. It's going to be June 28th from 10 to 6. We'll have Rocky Mountain music there. We'll have plenty of vendors, craft, all the way from craft vendors to Tupperware to goat's milk. People making goat's milk things, soaps and lotions and stuff. So we'll have plenty of things for the kids, games, different activities for them. We're going to have different food vendors there. We're working on trying to stay everything local as much as we can. So we only have, I think, 3 or 4 vendors total that's going to be food trucks or anything like a food truck.
Oh.
So we're trying to make sure we keep as much stuff and everything that we have. It's going to actually be different than what the people in St. Jet make.
No.
We don't want
Competition.
like we got Scooter Burgers going to be there. So we're trying to make sure that anybody else ain't going to make smash burgers.
Right.
And that some of the ways we're not bringing people in that's going to make pizza or going to make different things at cereals or trying to make sure that everybody gets their own thing.
Right.
Pretty much.
As their specialty.
We don't want to take away from any other businesses in town.
No, that would be
So-
not good. Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good time. Hope everybody comes out and enjoys it. Hopefully we'll have great weather. I hope it's not hot. And I hope it's not raining. That's all I.
Yeah, we've been kind of
If we
caught
can,
in the
if
rain.
we can be about 85 degrees, I'll be happy. 85 and sunny, it'd be a great day.
Yes, it will. Yes. So, come to historic downtown St. Genevieve on June 28th from 10 to 6 for the
Fly with the Hive.
Fly with the Hive. I was
Yes.
going to say Fly by the Hive. Fly with the Hive Festival.
Thanks for being with us, Kenny,
You're
and
welcome.
for
Thank you
coming
for-
up with this new idea.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on here.
Appreciate it. Sure.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll come back on whenever you guys want me again. And
Yeah,
when we have
well,
our
when
other
you-
festival,
yeah.
we'll talk
When
about
you
that.
have something to
Yes.
talk about, just give me a call
That'll work. We'll do.
and we can put you on here.
That'll work. Always
And-
something.
We always like guests that talk and talk and talk,
Yeah.
and you've done a good job.
Oh, I love
tonight.
talking.
Yes.
Sometimes I think I talk too much.
And I'm going to repeat again that anyone who is doing an activity in town, has an idea for activities in town, wants to talk about something that they think would be of interest to the community, we'd like to hear from them.
Right.
You can email, you can contact us through community TV and
Even the city hall.
even City Hall.
Yeah, you can go in there and say,
Let us know, and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll talk about what you might want to do.
right. So, anyway, thank you everybody for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Yep. Okay.
That's all that's new for
Good
tonight.
night, everybody. Yeah, that's all what's new
That's
for
all that's
tonight.
new tonight.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.